Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Plague Inc. Evolved with me, Lathrix. I had a real strong urge to play some more custom scenarios, and my word, it's actually been quite a long time since we've done one of these things. So I think it's the perfect combination, the perfect time, so let's get on and let's do one. Also, one lovely thing has happened is this little update, like a little sneaky update they've done, where it's showing the thumbnail of the picture of the disease in the actual name, which I think looks really good, and also is a nice indication of what you're getting into before you even click it, which I think is pretty darn awesome. So let's carry on, shall we? Today we're going to be playing the CreepyPasta virus that got noticed recently and put up in stars. I have recently also been on a bit of a CreepyPasta binge. I have been listening to a lot of them from all the main narrators and such, and honestly, I think this is the perfect time, again, more perfect times, to do this particular scenario. This is by Brentonshire. A certain virus is causing severe problems within humans, particularly with their minds. Animals are also being affected by this strange disease, causing them to become carriers of the pathogen. The virus spreads by thoughts alone, and becoming in tune with its host can cause infection. Wait, and becoming in tune with its host can cause infection. Not quite sure what that means there exactly, but oh well. Can humanity stop the disease, or will the world be overrun with psychopaths and abominations? Thanks for the front page. Well, and now we're going to be playing your game as well, sirs. Hopefully you'll get more attention afterwards if it is worthy. Oh, awesome. We are also the Neurax Worm, so we'll be leaving everything as it is. Not in Mega Brutal, no thank you. Normal. And we are Homicide Morbus. So, homicide death? Interesting. Welcome to this scenario. Wait, no, death's not. I don't know if it is. Who knows? Your goal is to destroy the world through turning them into psychopathic killers. I'm hoping lots of creepypasta references in there. Tips: the special abilities, ones I added, can eventually give you the popular creepypastas that everyone loves. There we go. However, they can be quite lethal early on and can kill everyone if taken too early. Be careful. Be mostly careful about diseases with lethality. Okay, lovely. Okay, let's go with Saudi Arabia. Bit of lag there for some reason. Excellent, we started in Saudi Arabia. Oh god, that's very different. Okay. Excellent, it all looks very, very unique. So what have we got? Ghost ships. Ooh. Ships from all eras begin to sail the seas with the souls of the dead on board. They spread disease as well as fear. Dogs become able to transmit the disease. The dogs begin to have an eerie desire to socialise with humans and will also stalk them. Skin becomes a surface for the virus. The virus replicates inside skin cells, causing the pigment of skin to become grey. Then we also have Blood 1, gives organism the ability to spread through blood-to-blood contact, also increases infectivity, especially in poor regions, and mutation chance. Segmented genome is the usual. Video games. Certain video games get infected with a glitch in the system, like the famous Sonic.exe and such. Simply viewing the glitch can cause infection. And finally, the Breath of Death, also known as Morning Breath. The pathogen begins to carry itself within the wind, increasing air transmission. Isolation, the virus causes eye distrust, let's say, for other people in the host, causing them to seek solitude. This lowers infectivity, yet can also slow cure research. Coughing is coughing. Nail sharpening, the host nails begin to sharpen slightly. Increased chance of scratching someone can spread disease slightly. Voices, the host begins to hear strange voices in their head. This causes them to seek shelter with other people, increases infectivity. So if you get both of these, they kind of null each other out then technically, wouldn't they? And finally insomnia, which is insomnia. Now these I was curious about when I just saw them. Ghosts. Ooh. The spirits of those that have died begin to be seen by others, but rarely. They leave behind cells of the pathogen. Do you think that might cause corpse transmission? Speciality. Certain individuals infected with the disease start to take on a form of their own. They start to become more unique. Dun dun dun. I think I'm going to get video games first. No, I think I'll get ghost ships because it's cheap. Ghost ships 2 is lethal already, my word. The number of ships with the dead in the seas increase. They also become more hostile towards others. Okay, then we'll get video games then next. Sticking with the usual Neurax Worm kind of theme, we are also increasing severity with transmission, so I very much approve of that. So we're probably going to have a bit of a transmission spam at the start. I wonder if we're going to get Trojan planes. Maybe it's the Ghost. The Ghost want to be a cool Trojan plane thing. Video games too? Video games tend to become more and more broken and glitchy. The games may even begin to speak to the player, and this can cause them to become slowly insane. Okay, next I'll get Breath of Death. So we've got increased air and water transmission, so we can start getting to all the continents nice and early, which is always a good thing. Okay. The next is Breath of Death 2. The pathogen can remain suspended in the winds for a long period of time, scattering along long distances. Maybe I'll get that instead. Yeah, I'll get that next as well then. Let's go Mega Air, so we have a high chance of getting on a plane before we're noticed. Since I'm not sure if we have Trojan planes, it does make the whole Nurak Swim thing a little bit different. No safe place. The pathogen gains the ability to pass every single filtration system known to mankind. There is no safe place. That's actually really good, so I might get that as well. So sticking with transmission then. We need 20 DNA for this. Hopefully we'll be given that soon. Lovely. Hello DNA. Would be nice with a little bit more severity. There we go. Also Ghost Ships 3. The ships of the dead begin to hunt down others. And travel a lot more, significantly increases water transmission. I think I'll get the Ghost one then next, see what that actually does. Obviously it's increasing transmission a little bit. The ghosts begin to be visible for longer periods of time and can now also physically interact with the world around them. Sadly it wasn't the plane. Oh, let's go with speciality as well. Oh wow. Carving smiles. Certain infected individuals begin carving the areas around their mouths to form smiles. I'm getting oh, what's his freaking name? Jeff the Killer vibe there. An irrational fear of fire develops in several hosts. Okay, well, let's get resistances anyway. Let's start getting some resistances so our spreading can be as fast as possible, since we are already spreading pretty darn well. And we are in Russia, so it's definitely a good time to get cold resist. More resistance? More transmissions, maybe? Okay. Sure, let's get some mutation chance. Blood 1, Blood 2. Which leads to wounds, scabs, open wounds, injuries, and other problems. And other problems of the sort become full of the virus. Wonderful. We may grab that, I'm not sure. A few free mutations wouldn't hurt. Let's go with coughing. Coughing leads to black tears. The virus begins to replicate in the tear ducts and causes tears that are expelled to be black in colour. Hard to remove and infect. Oh my word, that face actually scared me. Hello, Masky. The host begins to hide their face behind a mask. This becomes a compulsive habit, and the host likes wearing it. Severity increased. Yay! Also, we just got to Greenlands. That's a great start there. Do we need anything else from here? Really? No, not really. Let's just wait now until we're infected most of the world. Then we can have a bit of an explore. I think I will play this one in cheat mode to have a look at the other symptoms, because it has interested me thus far, which is good. I would like a bit of drug resist. We can get that from symptoms though, can't we? Yep, hard to cure. And brooding. The host will start to focus more on the negative sides of things and become less positive. This makes them less isolated. Insomnia leads to sadistic thinking. The host begins to think of death and pain a lot more than usual. They get closer to people to study them and perhaps even harm them. And then just regular old paranoia. Where's left? Is this just the Caribbean? I mean, it's in the islands. Oh dear, I don't think we're going to get there. Unless you're going to the Caribbean. Damn it! No! Get to the Caribbean! Oh, for Pete's sake, we've lost. Too many symptoms. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. That's my own fault for going too far. Also being lethal. Well, actually no, it's just from the end. Grievous bodily harm. Well, let's just finish the game, shall we? So let's do grievous bodily harm. The host begins to manipulate others in intense episodes of rage. Increases lethality and severity. Cannibalism. The host develops an extreme taste for flesh and will feast on the corpses of humans, living or dead. Paranoia leads to depression. The host starts to suffer from moderate depression, causing them to become even more isolated and even more of a danger to themselves. Autophagia. They eat themselves essentially. Murder. The host is driven to extreme extensive rage, hatred and bloodlust. They begin to carry out the act of murder. Transformation. The host has become a serial killer, a cannibal, a torturer. They are no longer human. Let's go with these. Carving smiles. There we go. Jeff the Killer. One infected The person turns into Jeff the Killer, a completely deranged and insane murderer that cannot be helped at all. Oh, that's the fire. Of course, Diggy Toby. The individual, Toby Rogers, becomes a proxy for Slenderman. He is a cannibal and severely bipolar. Ghosts 2 leads to Ghost 3. The ghosts now attack or speak of humans. The ghosts begin to also take on more forms and become more detailed, which leads to Slenderman himself. The entity known as Slenderman begins to roam the world. He steals children and kills adults. He is mostly a mystery, yet he cares for his proxies. Carnivals? Yeah, Laughing Jack, of course it is. I would have guessed that because, you know, clowns. A certain ghost begins to roam carnivals. He seems to be quite docile. Nope. Laughing Jack, the spirit Laughing Jack, begins to roam the earth. He devours young children and is virtually unstoppable. Lethality and severity significantly increased. And also transformation just became a thing, so now everyone's murderers. Autophagia leads to suicide. Nice. Nail sharpening leads to height increase. Unexplained increases in height. Not intense height increases, yet noticeable ones. So it's not stupid, but it's obvious they've grown. Infected worship. Oh, so that must have been the transformation one. Height increase finally leads to deformation. The host's bones begin to grow or break, causing deformations such as abnormal height, long limbs, and etc. So we are going to lose, sadly, because we didn't get to the Caribbean, but I think I've proven it's certainly winnable. Okay, let's just quit it out then. I don't think we can get anything else. Can we get anything else to check? Don't need anything to check here. No, there's nothing else to check, so let's round up the scenario then. I actually enjoyed that a lot, honestly. There are a few little English mistakes here and there, but we're not going to hold that against them, honestly. I'm sure I would have made them myself, and I am an English... I'm natural English speaker. What's the other one for here? My first language is English, that's what I'm trying to say. And I would have made mistakes as well, so I'm not going to hold that against them at all. I'm honestly going to rate it 4.75 out of 5. I actually really enjoyed it. I would certainly rate it up. If you're into creepypastas, I would certainly give it a go. I think it's really well done. Balance-wise, I can't think of anything to say. I think the only thing I would really say is... for my personal taste, and again I've already gave it 4.75, so honestly I think that really speaks for itself. The only things I would change is a few more unique images, because some of those symptoms were quite horrible and yet the image didn't really match, and perhaps more references to some of the smaller creepypastas. Just my 2 cents. I think it was really good, and I hope to see updates in the future. Thank you very much for watching, Sir and Sirettes, and I hope to see you next time. If you have enjoyed the episode, there is a link in the description for the playlist of all my playing videos. There's hundreds of them at this stage, by the way, literally. If you've enjoyed, likes, comments, favourites and all that are very welcome. I'm sorry if I've sounded a bit tired during this episode. I am very tired. It's currently 11:30 at night. Thank you very much for watching, Sir and Sirettes, and goodbye. Do take care, and I hope to see you next time.